Welcome to Focus Today. I'm your host, Perry Atkinson. I've been looking forward to our special guest today, Marc Beckman. He's the CEO of the created agency DMA United and a longtime advisor to the First Lady Melania Trump. He is the author of a book called Some Future Day: How AI is Going to Change Everything. Also, Marc is a senior fellow at Emerging Technology at NYU's Stern School of Business. By the way, there's the picture of the cover of the book on the screen, Some Future Day. Marc, good to see you. How are you, friend?
Good morning. It's great to see you today. How have you been?
Good. Thanks for your time. What an honor to have you. Boy, as you well know, you were there. The First Lady received the Patriots Award of the Year a couple of days ago. First of all, how did you connect with the First Lady and become an advisor to her?
Well, that's a nice question. People don't ask that typically, but we go back a long way. We were introduced more than 20 years ago, before Barron was born, for business purposes. So I've been working on her personal brand as well as commercial transactions for her. You might remember, or at least your audience might remember, before the first term as First Lady, they highlighted a lot of her business accomplishments and achievements, including the launch of her jewelry collection, the launch of her timepiece collection, Cadillac, Vacheron Constantin, QVC. So I worked with her strategically all the way back then, back in the day.
That's amazing. Well, I have to say this. Everything she does is first class. It's just the best, you know. Even her book, you know, it was really interesting. I looked at the cover of the book and it just says Melania. I mean, it says it all. You don't even have to read it. There it is.
I'll tell you, honestly, she's an incredible human being. She's very committed to her role as First Lady. She prioritizes her family first. Her business is really important to her. And fostering the future, her philanthropy for individuals in the foster care community is also one of her biggest goals. She's a very strong-minded individual, one of the most inspirational people I know personally. And it's a real honor to work with her closely and to accomplish so much. You mentioned the book, for example. That book, I stand behind it. I was very much involved with it, and I could tell you that she wrote the entire book, worked very hard for a long time, finding every single word, getting it just perfect. She chose the layout, the title, the book cover, the font, the paperweight, every single element of it. She is very detail oriented. She participates like that in the White House too. Every single detail is overseen by her.
Wonderful. You were at the event there, the Patriots Award, and of course she received the top honors. Describe that night for us.
Well, you know, it really is a really special night. Generally speaking, it's wonderful because it brings together Americans from all walks of life. It was honoring people from the military, honoring people from the collegiate sports world, you know, just incredible people from media and beyond. And then ultimately, she received the Patriot of the Year award, which was, I think, really fair. And it's about time. She does a tremendous amount of work. And, you know, this year in particular, she came out of the gate and has accomplished so much already, from fostering the future, the United Nations initiative that she launched called Fostering the Future Together, which is a global coalition to help children, which is already well received. The list goes on, reuniting the Ukrainian and Russian children and families. There's just so much that she's done so far, and I think it's great. A lot domestically, too. She's gone to, people don't realize it, she's already gone to 3 areas that were devastated by destruction in California and North Carolina. The story in Texas at the camp still affects her very much. She thinks about and talks about those families and those young girls regularly. So, you know, she deserved, in my opinion, she deserves that award.
How come, Marc, we don't see, and I guess there's a self-answer to this, but how come we don't see in the news these things that she goes to and that she does? Do you have any idea?
Yeah, I mean, you know, we're living in a tough time period, Perry. I'm sure you would agree. Unfortunately, even the First Lady is subject to media bias. It's still there. The legacy media, I think, is starting to come around, but they can't get out of their own way. If you look at, CNN, for example, even after she reunited children and families in Russia, Ukraine, I mean, she did that herself. They still had to, at the end of the story, knock her a little bit. When she championed the Take It Down Act to protect, effectively American children from deep fake imagery created by AI. A lot of the legacy media also said, oh, this is great. The First Lady did this, but. So it's a weird time period we're living in. She's an unelected official, remember, and she loves the position of First Lady. She takes it extremely serious. She's action oriented. All the First Ladies like to raise awareness to policy, but this one is reinventing the office of the First Lady. And I think it's time for the media, whether it's on the left or the right, it's time for the media to give this First Lady the attention and kind accolades that she deserves.
I think we were all caught off guard. We did not know in detail that she was negotiating with President Putin for the release of those children. I mean, that's mind-boggling, given the details of that continuing war, that she would be able to secure those kids to come back to their families. That's a big deal.
It is a big deal. And if you look at the words that she shared when she gave the speech from the White House, she was particularly proud of two elements that have shifted, and I know that she's continuing to work closely on these two elements. One is to allow for complete transparency about who these individuals are, what their health conditions are, not just physical health, but mental health as well. So the transparency with regards to information and medical records, health records for all of these minors, really, who have been caught by this, in the middle of this war. And then the second piece of it is the systematic release of individuals to be reunified with their families. And it's my understanding that the next release, since she's been involved, should be happening pretty soon.
Amazing. The other thing is that she has stepped right into the conversation, the national conversation, dealing with artificial intelligence. What draws her attention to that?
She's really the only person in the West, in the White House right now, in this administration, that has actual hands-on experience with the technology. So it allowed for her to be the natural selection to lead the presidential AI challenge. She organized and spoke at. She gave tremendous remarks at the AI roundtable. Her background is interesting with the technology. She's the first, I think, very high-profile individual, certainly at this stature, to create an AI audiobook. So, you mentioned her book earlier, Melania. She launched the audiobook through the use of artificial intelligence. If your audience is curious about it, they should visit melaniatrump.com and they'll see a sample. It's synthetic. However, the replication of the synthetic voice is uncanny. And I can tell you again from firsthand knowledge that she took extreme care to make sure that every single word, every single pause, exactly how that book plays out, even in the AI format, she watched, oversaw it, and made sure that it was perfect. And it really is compelling. And I know that the new book, the new AI audiobook, will now be released in multiple languages, including Portuguese, Spanish, and Hindi.
That's amazing. By the way, never got an exact number, but how many languages does she speak?
She's really a child of the world. Remember, she's from Slovenia originally, but she speaks, very strong and understands when it comes to multiple languages, from French and beyond. I think it's probably 5 or 6 languages that she is well versed at, comprehends, and can communicate in.
How would you describe the First Lady's faith?
Oh, she really cares a lot. I mean, she was thrilled to have met the Pope. It means a lot to her. It's very personal for her, as I'm sure a lot of your audience, but she's a very committed person when it comes to faith. And in fact, for her, Christmas is a lot more than just a celebration. It's a very specific moment in time. We were just talking about this earlier because of its roots in faith. She acknowledges the fact that there's a celebration around it that's become very commercial. But for her, it's top of mind for me now, but we were just talking about the fact that, it matters at a deeper level for her.
Good. Her involvement of getting these children released from Russia back to Ukraine, does that play into the president's negotiations?
Perry, just one more thing I just want to share with regards to your question about her personal faith. She's coming out with a new movie at the end of January, and you'll see actually her personal faith does come across in the film too. Just a little teaser for your audience. Okay. I would imagine that everything she does, just to answer your question directly now, I think everything that she does impacts the president and the West Wing. I argue that she is hands down the most powerful soft power pillar in the world. There's no doubt about it. There's not another first lady on the planet that is as influential and consequential as it relates to what can happen within the presidency and his cabinet, congressional leaders and beyond, but then also on an international scale, as we saw when she announced the United Nations General Assembly. That being said, our president, President Trump, he is, certainly someone who is going to do his own thing over and over again, and the First Lady has spoke about that issue quite a bit.
Can you describe the family, her in particular, as a result of the day in Butler, Pennsylvania?
Well, you might remember she shortly after that assassination attempt happened, she put a letter out to America and called for peace, called for unity. It was a time period for her that was extremely intense and nerve-wracking at that moment. I was in communication with her that day, but I have to tell you that issue continues. There was a second assassination attempt. Let's remember President Trump has several children, including Barron, who at the time is just, he still is a teenager, so you can imagine what comes out of that. So at the end of the day, this is an issue that's ongoing. She's always concerned about, her family's safety and, frankly, everyone's safety.
What's ahead for her? Well, I mean, I know she's got a movie coming out, an AI book. Anything else down the track?
The movie's the big thing. We're going to see the movie, like I said, the film first on January 30th, releasing worldwide, and then the 3-part docuseries, which is totally different and will come out later in the spring. And I think you'll see some big news coming out from the White House this week on Thursday, Friday. That's all I could tell you for now, but you're going to see something very exciting as it relates to her efforts surrounding foster care and foster care individuals within America towards the latter part of this week.
What do you want people to take away from your book on AI?
I appreciate the question. Look, here's the key. Everyone in your audience can use artificial intelligence today. My book is for the average beginner. If you don't know technology, my book is for you. If you want to learn how to use AI today, you want the tools that you could access today to improve your business, to improve your family, and to improve your community, pick up a copy of my book.
It's called
at Amazon and Burn. Yeah.
It's called Some Future Day, How AI is Going to Change Everything. And again, pick it up. It's called Some Future Day by Marc Beckman. Marc, thank you for your time. You're a delight to have. I look forward to staying connected with you. And let's see where AI goes, huh?
Thank you for having me, Perry. I really appreciate it.
All right. Thank you much. Bye-bye.